Ah yes, shell jumps. So this is probably the most important thing you should understand. This level teaches you how to shell jump. This is arguably one of the most important tricks to learn because every Kaizo hack has a shell jump, right? No, the faster you move when you throw a shell, the faster it moves. Try throwing the shell in the pit at different speeds. So for example, if we're standing still and we throw the shell, it moves pretty slow, right? It's not going too fast. It's just chilling. But if we go at full speed and we throw it, it's pretty fast. There's actually a formula to the speed at which it gets thrown at. And I think it's your speed, is it half your speed times 2? Floored? I actually don't know, but whatever. Just know that how fast you throw a shell affects how fast the shell moves. Okay, well, maybe it's not half your speed times 2. I forget what it is. Oh wait, maybe 46 plus, I don't know. I think it's 46 plus half your speed or something. So shells kicked when stationary move at 46 speed, which is slightly slower than max running speed. This means you can barely outrun a shell. So, for example, I kicked it. So you can see I'm cashing the shell very slowly. Very slowly though. So, you can also run into the shell without pressing Y to achieve the same speed. So yeah, basically what it did right there. Naked Blue Koopas also kicked the shell to the same exact speed, so. I'll try it again, right? Oh, well, I was a little late, but. So you can see I'm barely outrunning it. Oh wait, maybe they kick it at 48. Wait, I might be lying. They might be kicking at 48. Eh, whatever. Just know it's pretty slow though. Remember that shell does not interact even with 17 frames. This means you should be about 2 blocks away from a wall to interact with the shell. So, to do a shell jump or release Y right before the peak of your jump, be sure to hold B. Try doing a shell jump while stationary. If you missed the shell, you threw it too early. If you died to the shell, you threw it too late. Shell jumps are a 5-frame window, so they're not framed perfect, believe it or not. It's a 5-frame window. So again, if you throw it too late, you'll die. If you throw it too early, it's just gonna go into this pit like that. So peak of the jump. So it's the golden rule, man. Whenever you want to do something, just think probably at the peak of your jump. Even like a little before the peak of your jump is fine. So yeah, we're just doing it without moving. Yeah, the Mario Island's pretty good, right? So again, you don't even have to move, just worry about this. The one thing you do have to worry about is remember that when you move faster, your jumps are higher. So you can see I'm only jumping this high without moving. Well, the moment I do a shell jump when I'm moving, I'm a little higher. So the timing might be a little different. But you get used to being able to tell when you're about to peak of your jump after some practice. Here's an optional shell jump. We'll do it to the left. When you have cape, you can throw the shell at any time while descending. So, these are free cape shell jumps. You just have to make sure you're about 2 blocks away. Remember, you gotta be about 2 blocks away. So a lot of people might stumble across this problem where they, well, I don't know if I can do it, but sometimes if you spin your cape, you'll actually hit the shell and not shell jump off of it. So, for example, there's a shell jump like this in Grand Prix 2, and what I like to do is I like to spin my cape. So basically, I like to re-grab re-grab Y, like after I bounce off the shell. So that way I don't risk accidentally spinning it. So, okay, I can't do this anymore. Also, you can try to cheese this level if you want. So yeah. Whoops. Now try shell jump while moving. Remember that your jump height varies based on your speed when you jump. So again, See how Mario is so much lower? So this outline is here to help time you, but since I want you to do this with some speed, you wanna throw it around there. So keep in mind you do have to be 2 blocks away. So what I like to do is a little left-right. Again, all these concepts come back. You do like a little left-right as you get near the wall, so that way it helps slow you down. Not only slow you down, but slow the shell down. So it gives you, it makes it a little easier to time when you need to land and where you need to land on the shell. To do a reverse shell jump, throw the shell to the left against the wall. No, shells move slower when you throw them in the opposite direction. I don't know the exact speed at which you throw them backwards, but they do move slower, so... like, they move pretty slow. So one thing to note is you can actually hold right when you throw the shell. But you only have an 8-frame window before it actually goes thrown to the right. So the way throwing works in this game, this is kind of, it's not really a frame rule, but basically, if you tap left for 1 frame, Mario is going to turn and face left after, well, 7 frames, because the 8th frame is the tap, that's the left tap. So remember when I said that you throw items in the direction you're facing? So in those 8 frames, you're gonna throw the shell to the left. So if you want to get more distance by going to the right, you have to throw the shell. So you have to release Y within those 8 frames of turning left. Truman, I miss you. Also, hi Truman. Oh, that's my up button. So yeah, that's a little smaller frame rate, but that one's in your control because it starts the moment you press left. So again, you press left, you have 7 frames to throw the shell before it goes to the right. If you're holding right. Soon, do Tanner from high school. For this jump, you need to throw the shell slightly earlier so it passes under. Then you can bounce off of it as it comes back, letting go be the fall. Let go be the fall that passes through necessary. So this is I don't really see this often, but sometimes you need the shell to go underneath you. So you have to do that. And yeah, you gotta throw it a little earlier so it passes underneath you, and then you want to just let go of jump. So that way you can catch up to the shell. Dude, where's that picture of me and Truman cuddling? There's a picture of me and Truman cuddling. It was pretty good. To do a drop shell jump, hold left, hold down, and release Y right before the peak of your jump. Do not repress Y until you run into the shell. Be sure to hold B. So this one's kind of like, you need to get into the muscle memory of not holding right when you jump. So like this. Because all you have to focus on is just the down. Because remember, your speed locks in the air. And I probably should add the speed HUD, but whatever. So again, the key to this one is understanding that you don't have to hold right when you're in the air. And you want to focus on the down input. So it's the same timing as a shell jump, but instead you're just holding down when you throw it. So. Kind of like that. So again, once you jump, just stop holding right. Trust your momentum and hold down. So, and again, you don't want to press Y until you kick the shell, because if you press Y, you're just going to grab it again. To do an up throw shell jump, hold up and release Y right before the peaky jump. Make sure to hold right the entire time to slow down, even when not holding right. You know, sometimes the shell can bonk into the ceiling. So sometimes the shell just like kind of like fidgets a little and gets like, you know, it bounces weird and you don't make it, but that's just Super Mario being dumb. So again, you want to hold right. You actually want to hold upright the entire time. So I'm gonna hold upright the entire time. See, it's pretty free. What happens if you don't hold right is this will happen. Wait, hold on, sorry, I messed that up. You go faster than the shell, so that's why you actually need to hold right to slow down. and you don't want to hold Y again. Remember, you want to hold Y after you bonk into the shell. That time I just thrown it too early. Well, I spoiled the secret. That's there. That's basically the shell jump basics. Those are as many shell jumps as I can figure out that you might need to do. There you go. Alright, the double shell jump. This is very important to learn as well because a lot of people have questions about this. So, the way I have it in this hack is I break it out into 4 parts. So yeah, this is the double shell jump level. It's broken down into 4 parts. So the first part is seeing if you can do 2 shell jumps in a row. Remember to be at least 2 blocks away from the wall on each shell jump. So here we're only focusing about the shell jump itself. We're not focusing about any other variables. We're just focusing about 2 shell jumps. 1, you didn't see that. We're only focusing on 2 shell jumps, right? 1, 2. That's it. If you can't even do that, you're not going to do a shell jump, double shell jump. Because you need to be able to do them consecutively, and you need to be able to get the timing down. And you need to remember one thing, and that is that you get the same bounce height off of any enemy. So remember, that was explained back in level 6 or something. So using that knowledge, you know that you get the same bounce height off the first shell, so you can use that as a way to practice the timing for the second shell jump. So once you kind of master the timing down for that, you can move on to step 2. The second part is the initial up throw. Yo, Signer, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub and welcome. You want to jump and throw the green shell up on the upper platform as you're falling. Make sure you land near or on top of the red shell. Stop there and practice that. So this one, yeah, so this one, all you're worrying about is getting the shell to land there. Oh, it's gone forever. Okay, it might be gone forever. Anyway, so you want to practice this. It's kind of similar to the juggling aspect, right? Where you want to slow down and not have the block or the shell land on the cloud blocks. It's kind of the same idea. You want to slow down slightly so the shell doesn't go too far to the right, because if the shell's too far to the right, it's going to be harder to catch. So that's why the platforms above me is over there, so that you kind of have an idea of where you want the shell to land. Throw it. Because you only have a limited amount of time when the green shell is in the air to be able to catch it before it falls too fast. And that's why you want the green shell to be in a position so you can catch it, and you also want to make sure that you land at the red shell. So if you can practice that part alone, you'll be able to have the setup complete. So where the green shell lands it's a little flexible. Again, you just want it to be generally in this area. But the most important thing is you want to be able to see and predict where the green shell is going to be. So if you know the green shell is going to be further to the right, you know that you need to be further to the right when you do your shell jump. If you do your initial up throw and you realize that, hey, the green shell is way to the left, right? Maybe you're like, oh, I threw it way that way. Then you have to be like, oh, okay, so that means I have to, after we do the first shell jump, I have to be more to the left. So, and the landing at the red shell part, it gives you enough time to be able to catch the green shell. So you don't have to land on top of it, but just land near it so that you get some time to get to that green shell. Also, remember to let go of jump when you throw it, because that'll also get to the shell faster. P's that decrease when climbing vines, but keep losing your P speed. Are you holding Y the entire time? Okay, so yeah, that's the second part. So the second part is the setup. So the third part is the catch. So after step 2, you do a shell jump with the red shell and catch the green shell in the air. Stop and practice that. Note, the shells do not interact with this upper platform. So yeah. This one teaches you about the catch. Like I mentioned in the previous step, you want to see where that green shell is going to land, and adjust your first shell jump accordingly. Not bad. So you can see that shell jump's gonna be way to the right, so I had to be more to the right. If you want like a consistent setup, I can explain that later, but if you do want to make it easier for yourself, you can just do it standing still, and then kind of throw it a little when you have momentum. Remember, peak of your jump. The timing is a little lenient because you can throw it whenever, right? But remember, peak of your jump. That's the key to like most of these tricks. Run jump P speed, holding my entire time when you jump over, you lose P speed. I'd have to see that. The fourth part combines the 3 steps together. Good luck. So. Yeah, probably the easiest way is, if you want like the easiest possible setup, is to stand near the shell and then tap right a little. And then throw the shell, so that way the shell will be moving really slowly to the right, but it should be like right on top of the red shell. Like that. And that's like the daddy setup right there. That'll give you an easy enough setup to adjust. Peak of the jump, man. Peak of the jump. Just remember, peak of the jump. Peak of the jump, 2 blocks away. Peak of the jump, 2 blocks away. And that's the double shell jump. Do I think people spearrun this? I'd be surprised. I'd be flattered. Item jumps and 1-frame tricks. Alright, so we got some item beasts going on here. This still teaches you about the other item type jumps. This includes skis, speed switches, and springboards. So these items can be dropped by releasing Y and not pressing left or right. So I probably should have mentioned that earlier, but yeah, so all these, if you want to drop it, you don't have to press down. Or you can just let go of Y. But if you press left or right, then you're going to throw it. So as long as you're just holding Y only, and not left or right, you'll drop these. But with this, so like the shell, you have to press down. Oh, my input display. You have to press down. If you don't press down, you're gonna kick it. See, I'm only holding Y and letting go, and you kick it. So you do have to press down for that. Same with the Goomba. Just keep that in mind. No, the cheeses are not secrets. You can do the up throw shell jump inputs with a P switch. So these are exactly the same inputs. So you do shell jump input with a P switch. This one's a little trickier because you have to not hold Y. Remember, you have to not hold Y until after you hit the P switch. So keep that in mind. If you do it too early, if you hold Y too early, you're gonna do this. Well, you're not gonna do that exactly, but you're gonna grab the P switch by accident. Like that. I actually don't know the frame window for it, but it's probably the same, if not more lenient. Springboards are the only item that interact with you immediately after being thrown. So they don't follow the 17-18 frame rule, so you can see. The only item. They're really janky. This means you will re-grab the springboard in midair and cancel momentum if you try to drop or throw it at the peak you jump. It's like this, right? I'm going full speed, I kick it, and all of a sudden my momentum just dies. Even if I don't re-grab it, right, I just kick it, my momentum is gone. You can avoid this by throwing it early or late. See, this is like super early and I don't lose my momentum. And this is super late and I don't lose momentum. So just keep that in mind as well. What on Mecha Bowsers? I think you don't have to press down. I think not. To do a springboard jump, throw the springboard slightly earlier than shell jump timing. Note, do not throw it directly against the wall. This can cause inconsistencies on where the springboard is being placed after being thrown. So what I mean by that is, You see how it gets like stuck in the wall really high? Like this? Sometimes you do this. I grab it immediately. So that's why I don't do this method. I like to kick it into the wall. Like that. So I like to be a little further from the wall and then kick it. But you don't want to do it too early or too late, because if you do it too late, you're going to re-grab it. So you're gonna have to do it a little earlier than shell jump timing, so a little earlier than peak your jump. Just a little though, not too much earlier. And if you want, you can let go of jump to make it easier, but I usually just hold jump the entire time. Are springboard midair in there? Yes, but that's later. For this springboard jump, throw the springboard with shell jump timing. Do not repress Y immediately after. If you repress Y immediately after, you're just gonna re-grab it like that. So that's why I say don't repress Y immediately after. So it's a little lenient. Again, you can let go of jump if you feel like you're gonna be too high. To do a drop springboard jump. To do a drop springboard jump. Whatever. Then immediately tap left. Once you are near the peak of your jump, release Y. No, if you are moving too slow, you held left for too long. So you want to basically do this. So what I like to do is, I like to do a little flick of the thumb. I like to do a little flick of the thumb right before I jump. So that way I get like max speed, or good enough speed when I'm facing left. Because you don't want to hold left. If you hold left, you're gonna do that. So do like a little flick to the left, and you should be going backwards pretty fast. And then you just let go of the springboard like that. So if you put those together, it kind of looks like that. So you gotta work on the flick. So when you get to the flick, let go, jump, and then you can hold left again to get in the springboard. So once you let go of the jump, or once you let go of the springboard, you can start holding left again. Just make sure not to press left too early, because if you press left too early, you're gonna kick the springboard. So, oops, I didn't do my flick. So yeah. To do a throw block jump grab, press Y plus B on the exact same frame. Holding Y before will not grab the block. No, pressing A instead will get you normal jump. So yeah, I'm holding Y, but it's not until I let go of Y and repress it that I re-grab it. Is it possible to beat this without L or R scrolling? Your triggers are broken? Yeah, you don't need to do L or R scrolling. So yeah, you gotta press them at the same frame. And what I like to do is I literally like to smash my controller. Like you can kind of hear it, right? I press them with like full force. So I find it easiest to do that. Just smash it. Key jump grabs are also frame perfect. Jumping off the key as it is falling is more than one frame, but if it moves too fast, it is not possible to jump off of. No, it helps to stand about half block away from the wall. You can also just stand on top of it. But yeah, if you do it against the wall, you get that inconsistency where the key sometimes goes really high and sometimes it doesn't. So that's why I stand half a block away. And the most important part is, the first thing is you want to let go of the key so that this happens. So it's kind of like a shell jump. Think of it as like a shell jump. If you're doing this, then you're getting the timing right. And then the next part is just to let go of B and smash the controller really loud. Actually, you don't need the key, so you can just jump. But yeah, the most important part is letting go of B and then repressing it. But if you were to do a key jump, I would smash the two buttons together like that. You can also kick. You can also spin jump off of a kicked throw blocks. So I guess I was wrong, by the way. I think they actually kick it at speed 46 or 48. So you can see I'm barely losing speed to the throw block. Also, this is another example of setting up a visual cue. Congratulations. Stun timer resets. Alright, this is like very situational. So this is very situational. You don't really see this honestly, but I think it's more for information. This all teaches you about carryable item enemy jumps, such as Goombas, Buzzy Beetles, and Bob-Ombs. These enemies are unique since they wake up or explode after a certain amount of time. So you can see, right, the Goomba stays stunned, but after a while it starts moving its leg really fast, and it pops back up. So one thing to note is, every time you kick it, that timer resets. So right, I wish I could have it display on the HUD, but it's actually kind of complicated to do that. But yeah, so every time you kick the Goomba, its stun timer resets. I guess I'm gonna put that in heck. So after bouncing off the Goomba, I'm going to throw it up and catch it as it is falling. This step is necessary since it preserves the Goomba's downward momentum, which lets you bounce off of it in the midair when it wakes up. So basically what that's saying is, when the Goomba is waking up, the moment it wakes up, it's going to move downwards really fast because you caught it when it's moving downwards. Like, see, I'm catching when it's moving downwards. So it lets the Goomba fall below Mario, which lets you bounce off of it. Wait. Okay. So the next part. Sorry, I got a little distracted. So the next part is, when the Goomba starts shaking faster, run about 4 blocks to jump. No, if you die, you jump too late. Well, if you die when you're moving upwards, you jump too early. If you die while falling downwards, you jump too late. Oh no, it's the opposite. If you jump and fall downwards and die, then you jumped too early. And if it kills you when you're going upwards, you jump too late. I guess I should have specified that. But I only do it 4 blocks away because that's like a good cue. Wait, I actually didn't throw it upwards. So, 4 blocks is like the money. Okay, well, I'm bad. Don't listen to me. Apparently my hack is wrong. Okay, I'm apparently really bad. There we go. So you can do the exact same thing with the Buzzy Beetle. I'll start shaking, and you can do it. You can also just do a shell jump, but it's whatever. It's a Mario Lab. You can spin jump off of a Bob-Omb's explosion, but it's a bit janky, and it can sometimes kill you. If you want to skip this, so yeah, that trick right there. It's a little janky. Sometimes it kills you, but I think it's based on the sprite interaction frame rule, but I don't know. Run and jump while holding the Goomba, maybe. Yoshi mechanics. Oh boy, we get to learn about the Yoshi man. This all teaches you about Yoshi mechanics. There can only be one Yoshi alive at a level at a time. So you can see if there's more than one, it turns into one up. Yoshi can both stomp and kill enemies. He will bounce off of, but not kill, enemies that you normally must spin up off of. So it's basically the same as Mario, but and you can also walk on munchers, believe it or not. If you take damage while on Yoshi, you'll be invulnerable for 48 frames, and Yoshi will run in the direction you are facing. Taking damage from Munchers, Mega Moles, or Wiggles will mute and kill you. So you can see, boop, I'm dead. But if you run into an enemy, right, you can see my invincibility timer. Go Yoshi, go! But you also die if you run into a Mega Mole. I don't know why. It's weird. To dismount Yoshi, press A. Do this on the ground or airborne. So the way I dismount on Yoshi is I actually fat finger the A button with my thumb knuckle. Things like it's like that. So you can see I press both the B and the A button, and I use my thumb knuckle for that. You can also retain your spin jump state if you spin jump onto Yoshi and dismount while airborne. So yeah, you can see. Until I touch ground, I will spin jump off of Yoshi. Touch ground. You can see I am now doing normal jumps off of him. To stick out Yoshi's tongue, press Y. To stick out Yoshi's tongue higher, hold Y up. So you can see. So you can actually clear a block above. Whoops. So yeah, holding up lets you clear above it. You can eat things through 3 walls. 3 blocks. You can also spit out items with Y. Cool. You can spit it out gently by pressing Y and down. I should also note that you can only do that on the ground. If you try to do it in the air, you'll spit it out. No, Yoshi spits out all items at the same speed regardless of how fast you're moving. It's weird. You can also spit it out through walls, like so. And Yoshi will eat anything after 17 seconds. And you can see the timer resets when I spit it out. Yoshi can gain different abilities depending on the colored shell he eats. The green shell does nothing. Boo. No, you cannot fit through one tile gaps while on Yoshi. Boo. So amigo. Yeah, you can swallow anything after a certain amount of time. A red shell lets Yoshi spit out 3 fireballs. No, these fireballs disappear once off screen. So you see they're off screen, they're gone now. So the moment they're off screen, they're gone. A blue shell lets Yoshi fly. To fly, press B. No, you cannot hold B to fly unless you have a cape. So you actually have to keep tapping it. You can't hold it. Yoshi can eat a key. You can also spit out the shell and eat it again while airborne. The time to spit out the shell slowly after pressing B. So this is a Swarpy, is that the term is called? So yeah, a little after B, so B then spit out, B then spit out, B then spit out, B then spit out. So again, B then spit out. One time I did it too late. So yeah, if the shell goes above you, you did it too late. If it goes below you, did it too early. A yellow shell lets Yoshi stomp on the ground. This causes some sprites to bounce and get stunned. You have to be like 2 blocks away or something. It's like 2 blocks away. Whoops, I killed myself with the shell. Oh yeah, that can happen. It's like a little glitch. You can, when something's on Yoshi's tongue, it'll interact with whatever until it's in Yoshi's mouth. These same abilities are also applied to each respective Yoshi's color. No, give the mushroom to be Yoshi. Let's just defeat him. So red Yoshi shoots fire. Blue Yoshi lets you fly. Yellow Yoshi lets you stomp. Under normal circumstances, Baby Yoshi requires 5 enemies to grow into an adult. However, you can double eat enemies by eating them at the right time, which will count as 2 enemies instead of 1. To do the double eat, you want to eat the next enemy about half a second after you hear the gulp. So, there's 3 enemies here, and normally you need 5 to feed Baby Yoshi, but if you time it correctly, so about half a second after you hear the gulp, And you can hear the double eat. You can hear Yoshi eating an enemy twice. And the timing's a little bit lenient because I can do it really fast too. See, I did it really fast. And I can do it kind of slow too. I do it like as slow as I possibly can. Yeah. So it's pretty lenient. You just don't want to be too fast. You don't want to be too fast. Congratulations, you beat the level. Money. Assessment 4, Mocha W's.
Congrats on the hack and good luck at SGD.
Yo, Abe Lincoln, thank you for $10. Appreciate it. So this one's about shutdowns, the double shutdown, item jumps, and one frame tricks, stun timer resets, Yoshi mechanics, all previous concepts. Good luck. Oh yeah, the Yoshi makes a weird sound when you get on him, but I like it, so I kept it. So I actually gave you 2 shells here to make it a little easier to spit out things, but I still get a lot of practice, a lot of experience. So you can actually do this 2 ways. You can either use the Goomba, or you can actually bounce off that fish. I don't really care which way you do, but I'm just gonna do the Goomba way. Because this fish always respawns, so you really want to use the fish, but it's up to you. The Goober. Yeah, the nation sound is me singing a C major. Wait, do you have perfect pitch? How do you know that was C? Mocha W. So this is the advanced double shove jump. I don't give you time to set up. You gotta do it on the fly. So it's not a straight up repeat, you gotta adjust a little. Yeah, I have perfect pitch. You relay everything to D minor and A major. Oh. Why are saw hitboxes so jank? Ask SMW. Pog you. I don't know.